Hey, we have been documenting our third pregnancy all through the first trimester here, all while bringing you high quality medical information about all things related to pregnancy.
Yeah, and with many of the topics over the past few months, we've really been talking mostly to the pregnant moms out there.
Yes.
But this week we're going to do something different. We're going to be talking specifically to the dads or the partners.
Yes, and so in the next few minutes, we are going to cover the basics of everything you, the dads, the partners, should know to kind of be prepared of what is the first trimester, what the heck is going on with this pregnancy.
Yeah, and just in case it's your first time meeting us, I'm Kurt. I'm a board-certified pediatrician.
I'm Sarah. I'm a board-certified OBGYN.
And we are the Doctors Bjorkman.
For all of you who find yourself in the role of dad, partner, or support person in pregnancy, this episode is for you. Your partner's journey to becoming a new mom can be wild and crazy and just this ride that may leave you feeling a little out of the loop. You should know, however, that while you're not the star of the show, you play an incredible supporting role here.
Yeah, so to help you help that glowing mama to be, here's just an overview of what changes you can expect to see in your partner, what's going on for baby, and also a few tips about just how to play an active and loving role during the pregnancy.
And now for the basics. So, pregnancy is counted in weeks, and your little human is expected at week 40, aka that is your due date. These 40 weeks are then split into 3 trimesters, and the first trimester spans from conception till 13 weeks and 6 days.
Yeah. Now, during this time, the question is, what's going on with baby? Baby develops in some incredible ways in just these first few months. Again, it starts with 1 sperm, 1 egg meeting in the fallopian tube, and then by 6 days later, that fertilized egg is started to implant in the uterus, which is going to be the place your baby will call home for the next 9-ish or so months. By just 5 to 6 weeks along, your kiddo has a heartbeat. By week 8, there are arms, legs, eyes, and ears already starting to form. And by the end of this first trimester, baby is looking like, well, a baby. They have a nose, fingers, and toes, and they're starting to move around in the womb. Mom probably can't feel baby move quite yet, but you can absolutely see this on an ultrasound. Fun fact, your little one, by the end of this first trimester, starts peeing, yawning, and even sucking their thumb.
So what's happening with mom in this first trimester? The big changes you can expect to see in your partner during this trimester are both emotional and physical. So a new pregnancy can bring with it a huge range of emotions, as becoming pregnant is easily one of the most exciting and terrifying times for many women. Remember that all of these emotions are completely normal and that you as partner have this unique ability to comfort, support, and encourage her in a way that no one else can. So, by 6 weeks, in addition to some of the emotional aspect of this first trimester, the early pregnancy symptoms are really starting to kick in. Your partner may be noticing symptoms like breast tenderness, fatigue, bloating, frequent urination, insomnia, food aversions, and even mood swings. By 8 weeks is kind of when morning sickness is peaking. But beware, morning sickness is kind of a misnomer. It's frequently all-day sickness and might leave your partner kind of exhausted and miserable. Some women do dodge this bullet and feel all right, but either way, extra naps are likely in her future, as are some anti-nausea meds and lots of saltine crackers or goldfish. Other changes you can expect for your other half include no alcohol, limited coffee, and some diet modifications depending on how they're feeling.
So now, what is going on with you as dad, partner, support person during this first trimester? There are absolutely going to be chances for you to be involved as partner. This is kind of your opportunity to just show how excited you are about the new human that you and your partner have created and to prepare yourself to be an excellent parent. But above all, it's your time to just be there to reassure your partner that you are there by their side through pregnancy, parenthood, and beyond. One absolute important day to clear your calendar for, if you can, is to be there for your partner's first OB visit. It is usually a pretty magical moment if they do an ultrasound at that time to see that little baby on an ultrasound. Maybe they even let you hear that heartbeat if it's there for that 6-week, 8-week visit, whenever that visit happens. And just in case you can't be there in person, you can almost always FaceTime in. I know for our first, it was peak COVID, and so I was FaceTiming in. And so just even if you can't be there in person, it's still pretty magical just to be there in that role as support person. And it's been so wonderful to do that myself. Another important date that you can think about clearing too is when your partner's going to have their anatomy scan, which is going to come in the second trimester around week 20. You can also think about using your partner's pregnancy as a great motivation for you to get in good shape too. We've talked a lot about how important exercise for mama is, but this is a good thing for you to think about being physically active, encouraging your partner to be active as well. You should also think about scheduling a checkup for yourself to make sure that you're up to date on all of the vaccines. Definitely things like pertussis, whooping cough that can be really dangerous to an infant are good things to make sure that you're vaccinated for in addition to flu. But no matter what happens during this first trimester, just remember that as dad, your biggest job during pregnancy is to be supportive and encouraging. We hope this kind of helps you anticipate some of your partner's needs and to be ready for the journey ahead. So now for you, what are the things that you think have been helpful or good for me to know or do during pregnancy, especially in that first trimester?
I think it's very different for like first pregnancy versus subsequent. In that first pregnancy, everything's just so new and a question mark and like just having someone to talk through things or be there as you go through all these things for the first time and you wonder what's happening next, what should I be doing? Am I doing everything right? And so just being there, present, involved, going to the appointments, looking at the baby books, thinking about like, what do we want the nursery to look like? Let's pick out a glider chair, not something like traditionally maybe a partner would care about, but it's just like nice to not be alone. At least that's something that's helped me. To not be alone doing some of this stuff. Like, if you have to clean your house, it's a lot more fun to do it with someone, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and I think something that, there's also like a big part of pregnancy where, we did this video all about like what to do and not to do, do's and don'ts of pregnancy. Like,
sure.
There's some like foods they should avoid or avoiding alcohol and smoking, etc. And so whether it's doing those same like
solidarity
things with solidarity or even just like being an encouragement, like, hey, like if it's like, hey, let's quit smoking together, let's go to the gym together, and some of those things about how do you guys be healthy as a couple and soon to be new parents.
Sure. I think second pregnancy and beyond, the helpful things were somewhat different because you kind of know what is coming for you, like the train that's coming. And it's different because now there are other little people to keep alive or manage. And like the first pregnancy, when you're tired, cool, go take a nap. Second pregnancy, when you're tired and your toddler's running around, you're just like, how do I survive? And so the partner dad's survival things in second pregnancy are like, do things with the other kids, take them somewhere else. I remember Kurt would take the kids like out to the barn after dinner there for some of those early first trimester weeks, and I'd like take a nap from 6:30 to bath time or whatever. And so just doing some of the physical things with other kids is really helpful in subsequent pregnancies, I would say. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think that was it. So anyway, hopefully as you guys go through this journey, like we're here, hopefully our content's helpful to you, but also just know, like, be present, ask questions, ask your partner, what do you need from me?
Totally.
And be
Communicate.
present.
And if you have any brilliant tips, dads, partners, feel free to throw them in the comments. We love a good parenting hack.
Okay. Bye, guys.
We're doctors.
But not your doctors.
Anything we've said in this video is for education or entertainment purposes only.
It is not medical advice.
Any specific medical questions you have should be directed to your provider.